automatically tell it. All right. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode. Another week.
Mm-hmm.
What are we talking about tonight? So we are talking about what you can get in Myrtle Beach area for $150,000 to $250,000. Is it a lot?
It depends on the type of property. We're looking at the Grand Strand specifically. So that would be Horry and Georgetown counties, but not just in Myrtle Beach. We're looking at the whole county. So that could be not super close to the ocean, depending on, what type of property it is.
Yeah, one of the questions we always get asked is, what can I get for 100, 200, 300, and so on? And so what we thought we would do is slowly work in, and we've talked about it in the past, different products and pricing, but today we're going to focus only on 100,000 to 250,000. And we're going to go through different categories, and then you can see exactly, okay, we're going to talk about what you can get, whether we're talking about a condo or a detached home or a townhome. So
actually, some you can get for under 100,000. So that's on the list today.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And then my next question, which maybe some of you have, is it a fixer-upper? We're going to get to that too, maybe. So
yeah, we can talk about why things
why
might be cheap.
why the price
There's always some reason. That's what I tell everybody.
Before we get started, if you have questions, I'd love to know where you're watching from. And if you watch this later, tell us if you're looking for a property in the Myrtle Beach, Grand Strand area. If you're looking to build, if you're looking to buy, if you're looking to sell, just interested to know. And have you been looking, how long, and where do you live currently? But yeah, and if you have any questions, then chime in while we're talking today.
Okay.
All right.
Well,
so what should we start
in.
with? Should we start with condos?
Well, condos, I mean, we've talked about condos being the most distressed type property in our area. And so there's the most, and obviously it's a condo versus a house. So with both of those combined, the greatest chance of being 250 or under and having the most options is condos. But we've broken it up by condos along the oceanfront and condos off the oceanfront because they're very different.
They are very different.
And different HOAs and all of that. So if you're looking at one, you're probably not wanting the other.
Yes. So what we're going to do is we're going to put up on the screen some details about what a condo, let's just use this for example. If we go to a condo on the ocean, what would you maybe typically see? And then we're going to show you a map after that of where you will find these condos. Is that fair?
Do it.
All right, here we go. So first is condos off the oceanfront. So between 100,000 and 250,000,
or zero, really,
or
like
zero to 250.
I mean, up to 250.
Up to 250,000. So
Yep.
condos off the oceanfront.
And I mean, as you can see, as you go higher in bedroom count, there's fewer options.
Yeah, efficiencies in one bedrooms will usually be the most. Here, though, actually, it's 2 bedrooms at 627.
No, that's 3 bedrooms. So essentially, you're looking at over 1,000 listings from everything from kind of a hotel style up to a couple for four bedrooms. So that's pretty good. You have a good wide range of options for sizes of condos. But remember that just because the condo is inexpensive to purchase doesn't mean it's inexpensive to maintain and keep, because those HOA fees could really add on. So even though somebody's like, oh, I can afford a $120,000 condo, and then they see that the HOA fee is $1,200 a month, that totally changes it. And they're like, never mind, I can't do it. I'd rather buy a house for $250, than a condo at $120 plus the HOAs. So you have to really take a step back and not just look at the price when you're looking at this type of property, because so much more goes into it. And a lot of times, especially right now, what we're seeing is the ones that are priced for the least either need a ton of work or the HOA or assessments or insurance or all combined are
Yep.
so high that people can't sell in that neighborhood. And so they are lowering their prices enough just to get rid of it. And so there might be a reason
Well,
why.
also,
There
you-
might be nothing wrong with like a 2-bedroom at $250. That's pretty reasonable, right?
Mhm.
4-bedroom, you
Yeah.
know, there might be something to think about. So
Yeah. And that's what you'd want to pay attention to. And this is where you breaking it down will help, but at least it gives you an idea. So you've got quite a few listings on the market, a little over 1,100 different condos off the ocean. So, but you've got efficiencies 78, 1 bedroom, 231. The 2 bedrooms have 627.
Yeah.
So that's really interesting.
That's really like very popular off of the ocean front because on the ocean, it's harder to get 2 bedrooms for a good price, but off the ocean, it's easier. So that is a lot of the properties here.
Yeah, that's true. Price will be better too.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Oh my gosh. And HOA fees. Talk about high HOA fees.
Yeah. Should we talk to them about HOA fees and how they kind of,
if you're really
determine?
budget, I don't know that we should dive that far into it, but if you're really budget conscious, you need to tell your agent or us that you need to have HOA dues at a certain price or below. And remember, the price you see on Zillow might not be the actual price because a lot of the HOAs in town have taken the insurance cost out of that monthly assessment number. So that's all you're seeing. And sometimes that can make a huge difference, or maybe there's another special assessment for something construction wise. So you need to be very clear with your agent on that and before you even go see a property. Also, a lot of these types of properties, you can't get like an FHA or VA type of loan on, or it's more difficult, or you're putting more money down. So you need to talk about the whole scenario when you're looking at this type of property and that price point.
Yes. And now we're going to show you what areas you would find some of these, where these are.
So there are a lot of communities that aren't too far from the ocean front that still have short-term rental options, like specifically some stuff around Barefoot Landing area or the Broadway at the beach area on golf courses. And then you have some condos. Now, as you leave the beach, there's not as many condo options in like Conway, Ain, or Loris. Like it's mostly homes there. So you're seeing more of the condo type high residential properties closer to the ocean front.
Yeah, so you're going to see them large clusters closer to the beach, Myrtle, North Myrtle.
Yeah, so if you if you're looking further out, it's going to be harder to find a condo, but there are some available.
Yeah.
So, do you want to go to condos on the ocean front? Because that's it. So if you're looking for a vacation rental property or just a second home, now we've said a million times, now's the best deal on the ocean front, and that's really the best deal in town that you're going to get. And there's a whole bunch of options for you.
So this is condos, ocean front.
Yeah.
647 current listings.
And this is by oceanfront, we mean in oceanfront buildings, not necessarily the unit is like directly facing the ocean.
But I think this is worth a pause because, you know, what we just talked about was off the ocean. Okay. But I think there's a lot of people out there. Like if you live in up northeast or out west, for the majority, prices are really high. So when you look at a price of $100,000 to $250,000, you could have a piece of oceanfront.
Well, out of these, if you're looking to have something actually facing the water, like directly, not just an angled view or some are on the backside facing the city, but if you want the ones directly facing the ocean, 100 of these 647 listings are efficiency units. So those would be like a hotel room, not a full kitchen, typically maybe a kitchenette. Not like a great room, it's just all one room. And then 272 are 1 or 2 bedrooms, direct ocean front. So you do have quite a few options to be very inexpensive and still have that direct, amazing oceanfront view.
Yeah, I think that's a really big, that's a really big point. You could have a piece of the ocean and have a rental or a place to get to that's on the ocean. You stare at the ocean for $250 or less.
Yeah.
Which is
I
pretty
mean,
cool.
that's crazy. If you think about other areas of the country, that's still amazing to think about. And the ones that are in an oceanfront building, but might be to the side, like an angled view or on the back side of the building, those are struggling right now because you can get direct oceanfront so cheap already. There's a lot of competition there. So maybe now's a good time to get a deal on one of those, a really good deal.
Yeah.
If you're wanting to just get into something that's in an oceanfront building because you like being right there on the ocean or that type of amenities. But again, just make sure you're aware of all the things with the HOA dues and all of that. Now, efficiency units typically pay the least amount of HOA, and then a 1-bedroom's a little more, 2-bedroom's a little more. So you typically pay a different amount of HOA depending on the size of your unit, specifically, especially in these oceanfront condo buildings. So sometimes smaller is better, I suppose.
Yeah, for sure. Depends. But I think, I was talking to someone when I was traveling a couple weeks ago, and they said, hey, so what can I get? And what's the return typically on a unit? We won't talk about returns and all that jazz today, but what can I get? And when I told him the price, he was like, wait, what? Really?
Yeah.
That price? And I'm like, yeah.
I think if you can still pay cash or a good amount of money down and you do it the right way, you can do really well, even with the higher HOA fees. Right now, Frank and I own 3 condos on the oceanfront. So we definitely believe in that, but there's some good options. Did you share the map for those? I mean, really it's just, but you can see kind of most of them, the majority, if you look, are like in Myrtle Beach proper. Because as you get south of Myrtle Beach and more into North Myrtle Beach, first of all, North Myrtle Beach doesn't have as many condo buildings as Myrtle Beach. So that it's skewed a little bit. Myrtle Beach has the highest density of condo buildings. And so and then also it's a little cheaper than most of the other areas.
Yeah.
So
I was going to say something else and I think it just escaped me, but I just think it's a really big, how many buildings do we think there are in Myrtle Beach on the ocean?
You should have asked me that before. At least 100.
Oh yeah.
At least 100.
I was going to say hundreds.
Yeah.
Do you think that's too many?
I think maybe, and it depends on if you're including hotel chains or just condo buildings people can purchase in.
I just think, there's very few places in the country you can go and get a piece of the oceanfront for this price. And that is really crazy to know that you could have an oceanfront condo for that price.
But some people might say, I don't like Myrtle Beach proper. And not all of these are right on the boardwalk, but there are 66 options in North Myrtle Beach and some even down to like Murrells Inlet. So there are some options for you.
No, I agree. Okay.
Do you have townhomes or no?
I don't know if I have them in here.
We do have townhomes.
Yeah.
There's not as many options.
Adam, as we're talking here.
Okay, so we'll
do detached homes on leased land.
Okay.
We should probably explain that
which is kind of crazy, right? Somebody
Yeah.
might be like, I own a home, but I don't own the land. You think about that because we also have manufactured homes here, which we'll get into on leased land. But that's a manufactured home. This is actually a detached home that's attached to the property, but you do not own the land. So typically that land lease is included in your HOA fees per month. So there's 13 of those. There are communities that, have this because maybe they have a bunch of amenities. Maybe it's a short-term rental type community. And that's where we typically see this type of property.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll show the map.
But it's smart of whoever the developer is because they get just money every month for
That's
this.
Basically right.
But you can get into like a nicer home for less because you don't own the land. So,
right.
But the benefit of that, and same with detached homes with HPR, is that you don't have to maintain the land typically. So
that's right.
Do you have the map showing the detached home? Yeah. So these are the lease land.
You'll see they're not as frequent as some of the others, but there are a few places. So with the lease land.
Yeah. When we see the ones in Conway, so that's like a 55 and up community where they have basically you just own the home there, but everything else is maintained. And that's how it is. And you pay the lease in the HOA.
I'm just going to say one little thing here that has nothing to do with what we're talking about. I read today that Hallmark is considering, or we're in the running, Conway's in the running for the #1 Christmas town in America.
I think that we bring up Hallmark every week. I love it.
Well,
and we're almost getting to like the holiday season.
They're like stalking me because of you.
Yeah, probably.
But I just thought I'd throw that in there. So nice little bump for Conway. Congratulations. All right.
Yeah.
Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. So those are what you see in Conway is the 55 and up neighborhood. And we do see that in that type of community too, which also, again, appeals to people because they have less maintenance outside of their home.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. But, all right, we'll remove that. So we want to go to detached homes. Yeah. All right, let's go to detached homes.
So you can actually get a detached home where you do own the land. So this for is like 250 and under.
Well, let's explain detached so that people understand what we're talking about. We're talking about basically
single family home.
Single family home, exactly. So your normal single family home that you would wherever you live.
You have a lot. You own the house. You own the land.
Yes.
Might not be a big amount of land. But
quarter acre is pretty common.
Or, well, like a fifth, a sixth of an acre.
Well,
a lot for this type. So you in this price point, you can get up to 4 bedrooms, but some of them are only 1-bedroom homes towards some of those.
Yes.
So believe it or not, and believe it or not, the cheapest one right now is $40,000. So if you're looking, don't get any ideas, Frank. He's about to buy
$40K.
40,000, and then the highest of those searches, of course, 250.
Is that a home with like no glass windows and it's like basically a shell of bricks?
It's size wise, you can be anywhere from 500 to 2,300 heated square feet. So 2,300 is a pretty decent size for 250,000.
I was going to say, if you're looking for a 2,300 square foot home, single family, for 250, not bad. But and you're close to the ocean.
Show the map, because of course the closer you are to the beach, the less square footage you're going to get for the money.
Yes.
So going further out, you can be at that $250,000 price tag, but you're going to have a little bit of a bigger house, but a further drive to the beach, which some people don't mind.
I think this is right. Yeah.
So you can kind of see there's really spread out along the
it's area. The most common thing you're going to find here, honestly.
Yeah. But I mean, really, you could look how the proximity to the beach, you could really be having a single family home and not be too far from the beach. Or like I said, you can typically have a larger one getting a little further from the beach. Ann or Loris, Conway, the outskirts,
That's
some
true.
Places in Georgetown.
No, for sure. We had a good comment I'm going to showcase here so that people can see. So Back in Time Toy says, it's hard for me to understand how some builders are offering a newly built home at the same price or better than existing homes. And that makes them question getting a condo because they can get a home.
For sure. I've had multiple buyers feel the same way, where they started off at a condo and then we ended up with a single family home, because the same thing. Once you see what you can get, and the HOA fee for like a single family home could be $20 a month, maybe $150 highest for a really nice neighborhood. But in these price point, you're probably looking at $20 to $50, $65 maybe a month in HOA versus like $1,200.
Yeah, well, the other thing I was going to say, it's a great comment. It is a fair point. And what I would say is 2 things. One, it really is a totally different buyer usually. And the reason why I say that, it depends on what kind of condo, but usually when we talk condos, it's a second home, it's an investment, it's a place where people want to go. And so they're not usually looking for primary, if they're looking at both.
Or a first-time home buyer that maybe is just getting into a property.
No, totally, it could be. And it could be a great option for a first-time home buyer, like getting into a condo.
Or getting into a brand new construction. Like you said, the thing is that it's not every builder, but the big box builders, they can get these homes so cheap because they're building them literally like boom, 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 boom as spec homes. Well, and they're, maybe not putting in the best finishes.
Well, you're getting usually the best square footage, but these builders, you also don't know what they usually get the land for. So the big secret there a lot of times is how much they've gotten to the land.
Yeah.
But then you also have, they're buying stuff mass produced, like at large quantities. So they're saying, hey, we're going to build 500 homes, 1,000 homes. Yeah. And so they're getting pricing for all the materials based on the fact they're going to build that many homes. And then they also can buy down rates, which is a huge piece for people.
That's been the biggest thing we've talked about.
Yes.
So why people have been swayed. And it also affects, you're talking and great comment about existing homes. Also, like condos are cheaper. Existing homes can be more expensive than new construction because it depends on who built the house. And also when they purchased the house, the location of the house. But yeah, resale homes are up against new construction for sure, because somebody might say, hey, I'll drive 15 more minutes away and have this brand new home and a low interest rate.
Absolutely. And the other thing I would say to back in time toys, is that what it was? Back in time toys?
Yeah. Put your
Yeah, back in
glasses on.
yeah, I got to get my glasses on, I'm getting old. Is that you really have to figure out, and I say this all the time to agents that I coach, and I tell them, you really got to go deep with your clients and talk to them about what else is going on in their life financially. So what else, what makes the most sense for you? And you have to be willing to share that with your agent. Your agent should care. If they don't care, then I think that's a red flag. You should be a little bit well-versed in the finance world so you can help them understand when it comes to all the bills they have, what their primary goals are, and what exactly is going to make them happy. What are they looking for, and why are they looking at that product? And I think when you go deep on that, then you can say, okay, it should be a home or it should be a condo. And it's not usually like right here, but sometimes it's close, like they're saying.
Yeah.
And I think that's a fair point. So it's a good point.
Yeah. I mean, it's like you might say, hey, I want a beach condo, but then you realize you can get a brand new home for the same price. So I get it. Like, you're like, okay, which way do I go? But there is something for everybody, and there's not one answer for every person. It's so different, like Frank said, depending on everybody's circumstances and goals. So, but that's a good point. And the other thing about those cheaper new construction homes is they typically have like 4 floor colors, 4 maybe even 2 cabinet colors. They're buying in bulk, like Frank said, but you're not getting a lot of variety in the neighborhood. You're getting the same looking home with the same kind of color theme again and again, which is so beneficial for some people to be able to get into a brand new home that they don't have to worry about things breaking and going bad for really cheap. So
that's right.
But if you can believe that you can buy a new home for that price in our area is just crazy. I feel like some people might be shocked by that.
Yeah, it's lower than the average home across the country for sure. And I think, it would make some people be like, wow, I can't believe it. And we're close to the ocean. Now there's other things that come with that when you're living out here close to the coast, but you have to understand that, but it's a good option.
Yeah. So
thank you for the comment. Good comment. I like it. Okay. Semi-detached
or townhouse.
Townhome. All right. Let's do townhome. So townhomes.
Yeah.
In the area, there's 111 current listings.
Yeah. So a townhome, there are condos in our area that are what most people would consider a townhouse, because it's like one row up and down and it looks like a townhouse. The difference is a townhouse, you own the whole property. So like the roof is on you. It's not the whole HOA like a condo would be. So when your roof needs to be replaced, you replace the roof. You're responsible for your own building insurance a lot of times. So there's a lot more responsibility sometimes that can be with a townhouse that is not maintained versus a condo that looks like a townhouse that the HOA is maintaining all of those things for you. So anyway, that there is a difference, but a true townhouse where you do own all of it from the roof down and you're responsible for maintaining it, and you typically have a yard you can maybe fence in, where you can't do that with a typical condo. There are those. So there's 1 bedroom to 4 bedrooms. Of course, the bulk being 2 and 3 bedrooms is the most that you'll find. Of course, 2 bedrooms in this price point for a townhouse and condo is the most prevalent.
I like townhomes. The biggest drawback to a townhome is that you share a wall.
Well, you share less walls than if a condo, like nobody's typically raining down on you.
No, for sure. That's a fair point. I'm just saying that's the one drawback if you had to pick,
And you usually can get a garage on most of the town, at least a 1-car garage on most townhomes versus condos. Some condo do have a garage attached. But again,
and
that
some
goes
are
back to the
like
type of property.
some are like in the alleys around here where
Yeah.
you have condos and then you walk out and they're assigned a garage.
Yeah. But again, that's why you should tell your agent, because if you're just looking online for a property and you're just looking for a townhouse classified, you might be missing out on some great properties that are a townhouse, like just what you're looking for, but they're actually classified as a condo. So it's a little harder to get those, but the style of the building would be townhouse. And I know that's confusing, but you've got to talk to us or your agent and ask them more about that. But there's technically a little more than 111 townhouses if you include the condos that are essentially a townhouse.
Yes. And again, if you have questions about any of this, our contact info is below. You can call 704-910-9111 and we will help you. Or you can go to our website, carolinacraftedhomes.com, and you can email us, Frank or Tiffany, at carolinacraftedhomes.com. And we're here to help. So even if we can just answer questions, then we can do that. You want to do townhomes map?
Yep. So this is where the townhomes really are. Again, as you can see, most of the high density type properties are located closer to the beach. And there are a few when you get further out, but most of them are going to be closer to the beach, which is another benefit.
And most are in Myrtle Beach specifically.
Yeah, a lot of them are in Myrtle Beach for sure. If you could see, the large is like 65 of them. That's what, half of them are in Myrtle Beach proper. So
yeah. All right.
So what do we have? Semi-detached homes?
Semi-detached. I think that's we've gone through
which
all of them.
actually makes sense if you go through from a townhouse to a semi-detached, because a semi-detached home can feel like a townhouse too.
Yes,
So
yes.
this is where the confusion lies. But they're totally different when you're searching it online. So again, you might be missing out on something. But a semi-detached home is a home that's attached to another property. And usually it's just two. So like one on this side, one on that side.
Mm-hmm. And like Tiffany said, I think that's a key, is that you can search for them. And I think a lot of people may miss out because they don't know that there's a difference.
Yeah. Yeah. And a lot of those search sites have it only classified by that main classification and not the style of it. And you might not understand that a semi-detached could be similar to a townhouse type of neighborhood. And you can see it in the picture here. That's typically what they would look like you're sharing one party wall, but you're both responsible for your roof replacement. And hopefully you have a good neighbor and you're both on the same page and replacing it together. But of course, neighbors can change over time. So but it could be a good option to get into a larger. So a semi-detached home typically would be larger than you're going to get in a townhouse, because it's more of that house feeling. And those currently on the market, you can get them ranging from only $126,000 to $235,000, and that goes up to 1,400 heated square feet, which is still
crazy.
A good size.
That's really good size.
Mm-hmm. For the price, and then the proximity to the beach. So
yeah, I think it's great. And again, it depends on, I think the biggest, so right now, as we're going through this, the one thing that really stands out to me, because I actually was really interested to see what we were going to come up with here, because, we help anybody no matter what your price point is. It doesn't matter to us, but we just usually end up doing higher price points. But I was interested to see how much we come up with. And there is a lot of talk about affordability out there. And there's so many good reasons to be here. Mm-hmm. Now I know some people, they've got a job or whatever, they can't just pick up and leave. But the affordability here is some of the best in the country. Mm-hmm. I mean, right now, with that talk going on, this is a great place to be. And there's others, don't get me wrong, and a lot of them are actually in the South, but it's a great place to live. And so it's a good option if you're looking for a home, if you're looking for a great, place to raise a family. It's a great place.
And if you say my budget is only $250, look how many different types of properties you have available. Like, there is something for everyone. You're not just pigeonholed into oh, these tiny condos over here. There's every type of property you can imagine you can get for under $250,000 right now. So, yeah, like you said, why not?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So I just think that's an important thing to bring up because right now it's very difficult for a lot of people to afford a home. There's a lot of options we've gone through here.
Yeah. Do you have the map or the manufactured homes? I don't think we've talked about that yet.
Well, hold on. We got to do the semi-detached map first.
We got it. Okay. So there's only 3. I mean, of course, they come up and go off the market, but usually a semi-detached home, you're going to have even less of an HOA than even a townhouse. So like condo is like most HOA interference, then townhouse, and then semi-detached. You usually have the most control, but those would be Myrtle Beach and North Myrtle Beach.
Yes. So 2 areas right now.
I don't think we talked about single family homes with HPR. And people might be wondering what the heck that is. Do you have that?
Let's do manufactured first because I have it.
Okay.
And then let's do manufactured and I'll look up those.
So manufactured homes, believe it or not, are common in our area. And you can have it where you own the land that the mobile manufactured home sits on, or you can have it where you lease the land in a park. And typically when you lease it, even though you're buying the manufactured home, you still have to actually apply and get approved for the mobile home park. And not everybody might be approved for it. And some mobile home parks are really strict, like you only have to be 55 and up to buy in here, or you can't have pets or whatnot. So if it's on lease land, you want to be sure to look up what the requirements are to purchase in that neighborhood, and then also how those fees are going to play out. And then if you have your own land, of course, that is ideal. We have a lot of those. We even have several 55 and up neighborhoods where you do own the land and you have a manufactured home, and it allows people to get into a home close to the beach for less money. And look how many listings, 345.
Kind of crazy.
Yeah. So, and I think sometimes you get like a bad rap saying mobile home, but some of these homes are nicer than a lot of the single family homes that I have shown. And a lot of them have actually been attached to the ground, and they removed the wheels and they've given up the VIN number. So really they've turned into like a detached home almost, but it's technically manufactured because that's how it started.
That's right.
So you want to see if that's something that's still mobile, or if all of the VIN has been given up and it's been permanently attached to the land when you're looking at that. But
that's
we do
really
have both types
point.
of properties.
Yeah, that's a really important point.
Yeah, but you need to know what you're getting into for sure. But yeah, this gives a lot of people a way to get in. And like I said, you might be like, never in a million years, but once you see some of these like mobile home parks,
yeah,
you might change your mind. Some of them are very nice and they're great locations.
Yeah. And I think it just depends on what you're looking for. But again, I hate to keep beating a dead horse, but you're going into this affordability thing and there's lots of options at this price point.
Right. Exactly.
So, and this is pretty cool.
Did you want to do the
I'm going to do
map?
The map. Yeah. I don't know if I have the HPR map, but
yeah. So, I mean, they're all over. Really, wherever you want to be. I've shown a lot of really nice ones in Murrells Inlet area. It has a lot of these nice types of communities. There's a few in North Myrtle Beach area. And then as you get off the beach towards Conway, there are several. And again, some 55 and up neighborhoods if you like that kind of thing. So you can really be most of the town.
Yeah.
Has these options for you.
They're spread out pretty well. I actually think there's more in Garden City. It's pretty close between us and Garden City.
So Garden City, the thing that you're seeing there.
I know what you're going to say. But go ahead.
We have a lot of camps, or what do you call it?
Campgrounds?
Campgrounds. Thank you, Frank.
I was like, a lot
camps.
Of camps. What are you talking
I don't have
about?
Like something. We have a lot of campgrounds.
She camps a lot. Yeah.
No,
you can tell she doesn't.
We have a lot of campgrounds.
Yeah.
And the campgrounds
are great. They're really crazy. It's so crazy how much they have.
I mean, some of them have security. They have amenities. They have pools and water parks and all kinds of things as a campground. And in these like communities, you can either literally camp and bring a tent.
Yeah.
Then you have some with manufactured homes that people can rent or you can own. And then some that actually have detached with HPR, meaning you don't own the land, but it's a detached home. And so there's a variety of homes you can purchase in these campgrounds around town.
Yeah.
And there's a bunch of them in the Surfside Garden City Beach area. And so that's where you're seeing a higher volume in that location.
Yeah. So again, I think it's a great option. There is so much to do in those areas.
Yeah.
Those campgrounds.
It's really a destination for a lot of people. And it could be good for you as a short-term rental option if you want like a house type property, but they have typically very high HOAs.
I'm a little jealous of the people that stay at these campgrounds because they have RVs.
Some of them are really nice.
An RV.
Yeah, they have RV options too. So, okay, so we're moving on to detached HPR.
Yeah, you might have to explain the HPR because I don't have the data. I don't have that slide. I just have the map.
Okay, so detached with HPR, HPR stands for horizontal property regime. So what that means is you own basically from the foundation up to the air of your property, almost like a townhouse, but you don't own the land around it. So like you can't put in a fence, you can't control what goes on around you, but a lot of times those are maintained for you again. So people that want like easy living, 55 and up type community, a second home that they're not here to maintain the yard. So there is a very big reason why somebody would want to purchase a detached home with HPR, because you're almost like living in a condo, but you have a single family home. And there's some amazing communities that have this type of property, but a lot of people maybe have not heard of this horizontal property regime.
Most people probably never have.
Yeah. So, and when you say with HPR, or if you see it when you're Googling online and you're looking for homes and you're like, what does that mean? Or maybe you didn't even catch it. You just saw detached and you didn't even think about it.
Yeah.
This is something that now that when it comes up, you'll know what that means. And so you do own the home and you're responsible for all the siding, the roof, all of the stuff, the insurance, all of that. But everything around the home is not owned by you. It's owned by the community.
Yeah, which is a really interesting situation. We have sold a couple in Cherry Grove area.
Yeah, and we've sold, I mean, gosh, even down to Myrtle's Inlet, and then in, oh my gosh, why is my brain not functioning today? I'm too cold in here.
You're cold.
Yeah. Yes.
Cherry Grove area, North Myrtle Beach area.
Yeah.
They're all over.
Thinking, no, I can't. I'm sorry, y'all. It's getting late. I need a coffee or something. I don't know, something warm to drink. So it'll come to me in 2 seconds. Well, but yeah, we have a lot of them available and they can be great second homes. And a lot of them you can rent out short term around town. So again, that's a great option. I just sold one a couple months ago to a family that they're using it as a vacation rental property. But when they come, they can bring their dog. They have all their space. They feel like they're really in a home, but they don't have to worry about any of the maintenance.
That's right.
So nice. And it's right by the ocean.
Yeah, it serves a purpose, like you said. And I also think that this is the reason why we did this price point to start was because of the affordability issue. And it's good. Hopefully this helped everybody, but there's a lot of options, and I'm just interested if anybody out there wants us to continue to do it. We've never focused on just one price point for our whole live stream. Yeah, we've never focused on one price point for the whole live stream, but I hope that it helped. I think this was a good idea, and we can do price points as we go up throughout, like off and on. We can do it like twice a month or something.
Yeah.
And talk about it, because I think people are interested to know, what can you get for this price right now? This is as updated as it's going to get. Or can you? Yeah. And that was really the point of today's discussion was you can get products, multiple products for up to 250,000, 100 to 250, under 100.
Construction homes, condos, townhomes, semi-detached, detached, mobile homes. Like, I mean, come on, we've got it all.
And if you're not sure of, hey, I know they're there. Can I afford it? That's what we're here for. So put us to work. Call us and we'll help you. And I don't even care if you plan on not using us, fine. Just let us know, let us help you. But
Yeah.
call us and we'll help you figure
Or
it out.
at least you'll know what questions to ask maybe about these different property types. Or it'll open up the amount of things you're searching for online because you now understand there could be more options
Yeah.
that fit your
absolutely.
needs. If you're looking for something with low maintenance, a condo might not be what you have to go into.
Yeah, actually, I changed my mind. If you're not going to buy, don't call me. Call Tiffany.
Oh, happy to help. I am. Well, thanks, y'all. So we're sorry we were a little late tonight. We were having some technical difficulties. And
that happens in the world.
we had to go outside actually and go on a little walk because it was so cold in our office. And so I think that threw off our schedule.
Yeah, maybe.
So we hope y'all have a great night. We'll be back next week.
Yes. And be sure, if you haven't, if you don't watch our channel regularly, we've noticed that a lot of you aren't subscribed. So if you watch and you like our content, subscribe, but also let us know what you want to see in the future. Because we're doing this based off of what people ask us questions about, what we get questions about quite frequently. And that's how we decide what we're going to talk about. But this weekend, we have
a really exciting
video coming out on Sunday morning at 10 a.m. So we're hoping that you, what's up, Ed? And it's going to be an exciting announcement. Ed, don't spoil it.
Some people have heard us talk about it, but this Sunday will be the final first reveal of what we're doing, a new big exciting project.
Yes.
So be sure to stay tuned, check out the channel, subscribe so you'll get that notification when the video hits. And
let us know if you want what topics you want covered in the future. Hopefully this helped. All right.
See y'all next one.
Bye, everybody.